By the time we reached London in February of 2004, as the world premiere of Brian Wilson Presents Smile approached, I had been riding an emotional roller coaster with Brian, as you can see in Beautiful Dreamer, David's masterful documentary on Smile. Finally finishing Smile seemed to clear away so much of the baggage of Brian's past, and it set him on a new course of making lots of great new music. What a blessing for his fans and those who love him as an artist. As our family grew and David's career as a filmmaker bloomed, the bonds between us never faded. So as Brian's 80th birthday approached, David thought a new edition of this book would be the perfect gift to honor Brian and everything he's done in the years since we all first met. Unbelievably, that's now over 30 years ago. Just as amazing is this new edition of the book, in which David brings back to life the thrilling events we experienced along our journey. David's always been a fascinating storyteller, and Brian is his favorite subject, as you'll hear in the original text from his book. And I share the joy he brings to the telling of all that's happened since his book was last published in 1985. We can all hear about the behind-the-scenes moments that helped Brian, in the 21st century, reclaim his place as one of the greatest artists of the 20th century. Thank you again, David. Your writing about my husband always hits me right in the heart. Melinda Wilson. Beverly Hills, Spring 2022. Words by Sir Barry Gibb. I have never been as close to Brian Wilson as I would have liked to have been. A distant admirer, certainly. Someone I feel I have grown up with, definitely. My life growing up in Australia with its white beaches and huge surf was always in front of me, saturated in Beach Boys and Brian Wilson's magical falsetto. The first time I ever heard his music was when I was walking down a street in Glebe, Sydney, and I heard for the first time a song called I Get Around, which made me feel, for the first time in my life, insignificant. I thought to myself, maybe I can get better as a songwriter, but I was hearing something that I don't think anyone could have beaten. Brian Wilson's music was the backdrop to my life in Australia. So many songs to hear, so many creative ideas to explore. He opened so many doors and countless windows. With regard to the song that, over the years, thousands of artists have imitated that sound and those songs, myself included. The first time I met Brian was during the first recording sessions for Children of the World, when he and the rest of the group came to visit us in our rented house in LA. It was a wonderful moment and far too short. I had so many questions, but there was no time for him to answer. The next time we met was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where Brian was gracious enough to induct us. All of those years in Australia, listening to Brian, digging deeper and deeper into the wonders of songwriting, gave me so much inspiration and curiosity as to what a great song could really be. There are many great songs that became lost because they were not recorded properly. Brian was the master at recording a great song the right way. I love all of his inspirations. I love all of his songs. As long as I live, there will be one song that stays in my heart. The song is called In My Room. I love this song with every fiber of my being. I identify with this because in my family, I never had a room. But Brian Wilson's voice became my pillow, and Brian Wilson's music found a home in my soul. I love you, Brian. Barry Gibb, Miami, January 2022.
Welcome. Hello, and welcome to the new and updated edition of The Beach Boys and the California Myth, over 40 years since it was first published in the fall of 1978. A special salute to those of you who've read it before. Thank you for returning. So much has happened since 1978, to Brian Wilson, to the Beach Boys, to me, and to my work with and for Brian. The first edition of this book turned me from a fan into a friend. While I'm almost certain Brian has never read the book, I think he began to have confidence in me because those he trusted assured him the book had treated him fairly. What follows is designed to both recount what's happened since 1985 and to be a celebration of my friend's life and career. As in 2022, he approaches two astonishing milestones, his 80th birthday and the 60th anniversary of the Beach Boys.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.